Hey everybody, Jeff aka GCurse here. Welcome to another GCurse Reacts DSP edition. The date is the 30th of April 2025. It's the last day of April, and it's been a few days since I released a video like this. So, I thought, you know what, fuck it. Let's do another one of these videos because, I just like making that non-revenue off of Phil Burnell. Okay, so the video that now before I continue on, I do want to say that this is going to be a little bit of a different react. I already watched the video once. It was a long day at work. I'm exhausted. I'm fucking tired. My nerves are frayed. I don't want to watch this piece of shit a second time. So basically what I did was I watched the video the first time and I typed down some talking points about stuff I want to talk about. The video that I'm going to be talking about, I guess you could say, it is from Duty Streams. DSP wants another marathon, demands $1,350 by Saturday. The only thing I can really say is, oh my god, there must be another WWE Champions event going on, and that's why he's pushing so hard. But enough about that. Let's get to the video, let's get to the talking points, shall we? Okay, so basically, let me set the mood for everybody because you're probably curious. Since I'm not going to be having the video up, I'm going to kind of do a quick description of the video. Basically, you have Phil. He's dressed just like his mom. I mean, Kat always dresses him. He looks like a piece of shit. But anyway, on to the talking points. So, Phil wanted to make it known that viewer's choice, this is per your request. Yeah, that's a fucking joke right there. Per your request. Unless it's something he does want to do, and then he has like a fucking list of like 30 rules that you have to obey. And basically, it's just going to end up him playing the stupidest fucking games because he doesn't want to put any effort into it. Phil, then he went on listing the games that are being voted on. It's the illusion of choice, ladies and gentlemen. It's the illusion of choice, meaning there is no fucking choice. But if Phil literally went out and said, you guys don't get a choice, I'm going to play what I want to play, he would never hit that goal. But he has to sprinkle a little bit of that. He has to sprinkle a little bit of that, that dust, the dent dust. And he wants people to believe that their voice actually matters. No, it doesn't. It does not fucking matter. It does not fucking matter. Anyway, here are some of the nominations that you can vote on. We have Lost Records Tape 2. Phil did a subtle insult to the audience by saying, okay then. Yes, Phil, way to respect your audience. We have Kingdome Come Deliverance 2. Counter-Strike 2, Phil outright lied, saying he didn't even know that it was out. The game was released on September 27th, 2023. How goddamn stupid does Phil think that we are? Chess. Oh yeah, that is a game everybody's gonna want to see Phil play again. Checkers is more Phil's level. Maybe the game's Sorry, but definitely not chess. Cell Damage. Phil claimed to not know what the game is about. Keep in mind, him playing games is his job, and he doesn't know what cell damage is. Also, keep in mind, people continue to pay this loser for this job. Let's see. Up next, we have more Five Nights at Freddy's. Yawn. Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door remake. And then Phil goes into a spiel about it being nominated last time and it not getting picked. Guess what, motherfuckers? It ain't gonna get picked again. And even if it did get picked, he wouldn't be playing it that long. Let's see here. We have Dave the Diver, Mount and Blade, Warband, Bannerlord, Crusader Kings 3. And I saw that and I'm thinking, oh my God. It sounds like that there were 2 other previous Crusader Kings games. I could only imagine Phil just ruining those gameplays also. We have, and then here we have what I think is peak Phil Burnell here, ladies and gentlemen. We have Fear and Hunger 1 and 2. Phil said he cannot play those games because of adult content. In other words, it's most likely there are attractive people in the game, and Phil is still trying to sort out his sexuality when it comes to Andy Warski from Kino Casino. Because we all know Phil doesn't harbor any feelings for Andy, am I right? See, there are other games to list, but I could fucking care less about, care less to list them all. He's not going to play that much of them. He isn't. We all know what the meaning of this fucking marathon is. It's for him to get drunk and eat fast food and play WWE Champions. That's all it is. If you think that this is actually a marathon that he cares about the people and everything, no, he fucking doesn't. And if you actually do believe it, then you're a fucking idiot, and you are the perfect mark for Phil Burnell. Let's see here. We got a couple. When Phil was going through the list of games, a couple brave souls actually stood up to Phil, and the first one said, "We appreciate the detail-orientated, restrictive criteria for this poll. This should make for a great viewer's choice." Apparently the truth offends Phil. Tiny PP Burnell then blocked the poster. Keep in mind, Phil gets easily offended. Yeah. And then, oh God, this other one, this really cut Phil to the bone here. Another person said, and got Phil upset, when somebody suggested sex, SECTS, sex with Hitler. Clearly, Phil still harbors some loyalty to the Fuhrer. PP Burnell got upset at his hero being insulted, and then he hid the comment. Oh, Phil doesn't idolize Hitler. He would never do anything like that. Right? Hold on, I got a car going off. Okay, with that said, let's continue on. Phil suggests that if you want your game picked, you need to rally people to your cause. Seriously, who the fuck speaks like this? Cause? I think Phil actually thinks he's in the resistance during World War II. Phil still looks like his mother dresses him. Now, that's just a personal observation that I took watching this video. Let's see here. Phil explains how the voting process works. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. I thought Phil courted adults. Why the fuck is he treating his audience like they're kindergarten-aged children? Remember, Phil has gone out on record and said that he no longer courts teenagers to watch the show, that his audience is adults. But he has to explain to adults how the voting process works. Phil is such a true hero. And then Phil begs for money for this farce of a marathon. $1,350 to be exact. Phil said he's here for 7 days straight. My God, he is putting himself out, isn't he? He is just sacrificing so much. Keep in mind, everybody, he's a blue-collar worker. Phil explains why his marathons do better on the weekends. Here are some awesome reasons, such as work or school. Keep in mind, Phil aims his product at adults. school or work? Let's see here. Phil says he needs to hit 9 more goals. In reality, you fucktards need to give him a total of $1,350 for this joke of an event to take place. You cucks better start stepping it up. See here. A personal note was I put down that Phil manipulates the robes with the hopes of this marathon. There are fools born every day, and for Phil Burnell, that's fucking true. Let's see here. Phil put his hand on his heart, which is a joke because Phil lacks a heart. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is also some good stuff here. We get to the meat of the video itself. Phil talks about why Sunday is the best day for the marathon. It isn't because he wants to spend time with his viewers and just have a very positive experience. Fuck no. He wants fast food and booze. If you don't realize at this point, then you're a fucking perfect mark for Phil Burnell. It isn't about playing games. It isn't about hanging out with his viewers. He wants that booze and he wants that fast food. And you fucktards continue to give it to him. Jeff, you shouldn't call the dense fucktards. I'm not calling just the dense fucktards. I'm calling the dense fucktards. I'm calling the trolls fucktards. And I'm calling the LARPers fucktards. To me, they're all in the same boat at this point. I'm done having any sort of compassion or sympathy for the dance that they're being manipulated. No, they're fucking doing this to themselves. They're doing it to themselves. And they fucking deserve it at this point. Let's see here. Phil laments the number of memberships on Kick. Apparently he lost the memberships or whatever the fuck they're called. And he's all sad. Phil is sad, ladies and gentlemen. You know how you can help Phil from being sad? Give him more fucking money. Phil does the math telling people how many goals per day have to be met for this event to take place. Phil treats his viewers like idiots. Well, this goes back to what I always thought, and that is Phil believes his audience are nothing but special ed students. And then Phil, he went on to talk about how basically he was hoping that a whale will heed the call and help the marathon take place. And then Phil goes on to talk about the last 8 or 9 months being amazing. These last 8 or 9 months have been amazing for Phil. Yeah. Being in debt due to your gambling addiction is truly amazing. Keep telling yourself that, Phil. Let's see here. Phil strokes his dick regarding his totally not gifted setup. You know, his computer and all that shit. Let's see. Phil can spend more time with his surrogate mother. I mean, cat. I seriously meant cat. I did not mean to say surrogate mom at all. Hashtag surrogate mom. Why did that fucking sound weird when I said that? Surrogate mom. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway. Let's see here. I'll be honest, every time Phil bulges his eyes, I mean, like, he will, you know, every time he does that, I cannot help but think he has a gaggle of dead children in his basement. Filbert scolds the audience for the lack of support for Blueprints, or whatever the fuck the game is called. And then we end the video with Phil taking a drink from his mug like the smug prick that he is. And that's basically it, ladies and gentlemen. This was going to be a more simple video. I just wanted to do a few talking points about what it was that he talked about in this video. And yeah, so basically I saved you all a whole bunch of shit like that. So, you know, because, you know, I just didn't want to fucking see his face again today. I saw it once watching this video. I did not want to see it again. Okay, take it easy, everybody. Peace out.